Hey there, and welcome to In the Making with the Soap Witch. So in this video, I'm going to be making my Dastardly dessert bar soap, which is scented with the lemon pound cake fragrance, one of the favorites and best sellers. And so here you're just going to see me go through the entire process of making a soap. So here I am measuring oils, and I like to do this liquid oil first, and then I take out just a little bit and put it in my jars or my cups or containers or whatever these things are called. Measuring cups. And then what I do is I mix it with the colorants once I've gotten the oils in there, because they disperse better in oils. So I put the oils in there and then I set it aside so that I can finish dumping all the rest of the oils in the pot. Yay for oils. All right, so now the oils are going to sit in the crock pot on high, and I'm going to wait for them to melt. And now I'm going to measure out my fragrance oil, which is again the lovely lemon pound cake, and I'm going to set that aside. And now I'm going to take the jars, measuring cups, I'm gonna call them by the right name eventually, and I'm just going to include the color that I want to include in each cup, so that they can just already kind of be pre-mixed for the end when I'm ready to split up my batter and color it. And it's just better if I have it pre-mixed, because I move pretty fast at that point. Okay, so after all of that's done, at some point, anytime now. Okay, next I am going to measure my lye into my larger cup. It's more like a pitcher, I guess. And then I'm going to fill this bowl with water. I'm not sure why I decided to use a bowl this day, but you know, whatever. Then I'm going to mix the lye in with the water, because that's how that's done. It's a very caustic, and it's not super dangerous, but if you don't take the correct precautions, gloves. I'm wearing a respirator. You just can't see that because you can't see my face. And I'm in a ventilated area because the fumes are very strong. You don't want to breathe those in. Don't do it. Okay, so once that's fully mixed in, I like to put my additives in there, which is just regular white sugar. It helps with bubbles, and it also helps with keeping it fluid, since this is a countertop fluid hot process recipe. And then I also add in sodium lactate, which is really just like liquid salt. It also helps to keep the soap fluid, and also in the end, once it cures, it makes for a nice hard bar, long-lasting hard bar of soap. There we go. So now I'm just going to stir it all together, and I'm going to stick blend until it's all emulsified and mixed together so it doesn't separate. We call that trace. And then I'm going to put the top on and do some waiting. Yay! Alright, so I repeatedly checked and stirred, which you saw me do, until it was ready, and now it's ready. And so you didn't actually see me do this step of putting the yogurt in, put the white stuff in the beginning before I stirred, well, not beginning, but just now, was yogurt. And the yogurt is also used to help it be fluid, because again, fluid, hot process. Okay, so I stir the yogurt in there very well. And then after I stir it into within an inch of its life, I wait like 5 to 10 minutes. I've noticed I like 10 minutes better. And then you saw me dump in the fragrance oil after it got to the right temperature. I like for it to be around 180 degrees. Unless the flash point is lower than that, then I just do the flash point. And so now I like to have I split my batch into equal parts. So it's usually a 10-pound batch. So I may do 5 pounds of one color, 2 pounds of one color, etc. As long as it amounts to 10 pounds. And then I use make sure my colorants, can I get my words out? Make sure my colorants are equal to the amount of soap that I have in each cup. So I use my scale to split out my batter to make sure that's all the right weight. And then I add the colorants, as you see I've been doing here. So once I get them all split up into their respective containers, and I stir in all of the colorants, and I tell you, this takes a lot longer. I sped this up for you guys because I don't want you to have the torture of sitting there and watching how long it actually takes, because it would probably bore you to tears. Now I don't want to bore you to tears. That wouldn't be very nice or magical. So anyway, once I get all the colors thoroughly stirred in, then I will bring out my molds and I will start the pouring process. So my molds are silicone. Sorry, I had to think about that. So my molds are silicone. I think I got them from Essential Depot. I think that's what they're called. And I got the reddish ones because they was prettier than the other ones. It's really the only reason. I like silicone because I don't have to line the molds, because I hate lining molds. It's the biggest pain ever. And just, call me lazy, whatever, I'll accept it. But it's just so much easier to demold when you use silicone. Okay, so I kind of pour in order. When I start, with my colors, I tend to go back and pour in the same order that I started in. I don't know if that's just OCD. I don't know if that makes a huge difference. It's just what I do. Okay, so I go through and I just try to eyeball it and make sure that they're all pretty even, because I don't want some soaps to be super tall and some to be super short, because that would suck. And then usually at the end, I do a swirl in the middle, depending on how I've poured. If I did a drop swirl, then I don't swirl in the middle. I just swirl the top. And then I usually sprinkle glitter on top, though I think I did not do that part on screen this time. Oopsie. And then after it's all poured and said and done, then I put it in the freezer for like 5-6 hours. And how time flies. So here is my frozen soap. I don't actually cut it while it's frozen anymore because I broke my soap cutter that way. It's probably just too frozen and I was being impatient. Anywho, so took my 30 seconds to demold. It doesn't take 30 seconds, but it takes a very short amount of time. And here is the cut of just one of the loaves. I didn't want to make you sit through all three because probably be bored to tears by the end of it. I'm not. I think it's amazing to look at every single soap and how different they are, but for the sake of the video. So this is one loaf, and now I'm going to do the wash test. I like to always wash my hands. This one I had actually already been using. This one was actually in my shower because I use all these soaps, believe it or not. So I am now going to wash my hands with said soap so you can see the marvelous, delicious, amazing, bubbling lather from all of the work we just did. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.